Hey guys, this is GamerCow. Welcome back to another Pokemon Violet Wonderlocke episode. I have done a little bit of scouting and worked out how we're going to win this fight. I needed to figure out the mechanics, to be honest, because I've only ever actually done this battle twice, and it's only been with like level 100 Pokemon and stuff, so I didn't really know exactly what to do here, but now that I figured it out, I think I've actually got a pretty solid plan for it. It may involve one spidery sacrifice. We shall see. I have tried to defensively kit it out as much as possible here, but it may still end up happening, I don't know. As far as what we have, I realized that I did not need max speed or any of that sort of thing to outspeed the Terapagos going into this. So we have a max HP Hydreigon here, so it can survive a lot longer. The Assault Vest will help it out as well. We can also debuff the Terapagos so that it doesn't hit us as hard. That's pretty useful. Palisand is actually going to end up being very important here. Despite being weak to water, it doesn't actually do that much damage. It learns Amnesia, and one of the phases we can hit for super effective, so that'll be really good. Shore Up is just a recovery move in this case, so we can get extra turns. Water Pulse Confusion is really the only thing that's going to mess up a lot of stuff here, but I think we can probably work around that. The Executor is also going to end up being pretty good. As it turns out, having Carmine plus, again, Giga Drain is good against one of the phases. This will be pretty handy to close the fight out. And then, well, I was initially thinking, like, can we stat boost and stuff against it? The answer is not really, so that's where these two are not particularly useful, but we will try anyway. Maybe we need to bring in Go-Goat if we get a little bit unlucky with our damage stuff here. And then Spidops is the noble sacrifice, but it might still come in handy anyway, because just like in Terra Raids, it can do attacks to fuel the Terastal gauge, and that might be all that's actually needed, so we'll see. The problem is you don't get healed in between phases here. You do get a little bit of hospitality healing from Sinistra, but that's 25% of your health on one Pokemon. So you need something that can deal with the initial phase of Terapagos here as well. And where is it? Where is it? As it turns out, I actually could have done this bit last time round as well. I think the video went on more than long enough that it wasn't a problem. But you do get a final team, like save prompt before you fight Kieran with the stuff here. So we could have actually gone ahead and done more of it. I can finally beat Sanai. Yeah, I mean, shut it, sis. Sanai has everything I've ever wanted. She's got strong Pokemon. She can go anywhere she wants. She can be friends with anyone. I loved Ogerpon since forever ago, but even Ogerpon chose her over me. Uh-huh. Even you, sis. You were being all nasty towards her at first, and then boom, you were like best friends in no time. I mean, we do kind of have that effect on people. We're best friends with you as well, though. Come on, dude. But nothing. Worked so hard for what? I still lost in the end. This is all I have left now. And Briar's just completely oblivious to everything because she just wants to, she just wants the Terapagos to show up, so she doesn't care about any of that sentiment. She's the adult here. She should be the one who's, like, talking him down a little bit, right? But no. That's her fatal flaw in all of this. Anyway, look, a giant rupee. Like I said, this was teased in the lab actually. When we were doing Arbon's story, this got teased in there on the screen thing. So it's kind of neat to see it come to full fruition. It's getting bigger, and oh, it's a turtle. I love this thing. It's just so cute. And, yep, it's woken up after a very long nap, and the first thing it sees is us, so it's like, I'm gonna walk towards you a bit, and the Kira's like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. It's my Pokemon. So, yep, Master Ball, we know from the end of the champion stuff that you do get a Master Ball for becoming Blueberry League champion, so we know that's why he's got one. And obviously it works to take the capture here, so yeah, we caught it, finally. Fatty, you brought along Master tells you prepared. Well, of course, yeah, he said before that he wanted to catch this thing. So, no time like the present, huh? Well, you heard her. Yeah. Get ready so we can start. Yeah, and we could have had that little cutscene done and then saved here, and this would have been totally fine. But that's not what I knew, so that's not what I did. But yeah, we have to fight the Terapagos now. So I suppose that's fine. That's what we're gonna do. I hope you braced yourself. Uh-huh. See, the problem is he's only going to use this one Pokemon this time round, so I don't know quite what he's expecting. Like, is he seriously thinking it's going to fight 6v1 us? But it's not even going to do anywhere near that much. So Terapagos' moveset is Earth Power, Zen Headbutt, Water Pulse, and that's it in this form. It does have Terra Shift available, which will make the first move it gets hit by not very effective. It's also a normal type Pokemon, so that's like the only weakness it has is fighting. But unfortunately, Focus Blast is just not worth it. So yeah, so we'll do Terra Shell, break the Terra Shell. We're not going to do very much damage with the first move, but that's totally fine. We do lower the special attack, so this Water Pulse will do even less. Our goal is to take less than a quarter of our health, obviously, in damage, so that we can just go into the next phase with full health. Because yeah, it wouldn't be a DLC fight without being like multi-phase stuff, right? So yeah, this is clearly not all that there is to it, because it is rather weak at the moment. I don't know if you can, like, flinch it in this state. I want to say you probably can, but I think Dark Pulse is the move to go for here anyway. But yeah, Briar's like, it should be stronger than this. What's going on? And true, I mean, it's only... Yeah, you can flinch it. Okay, cool. So probably was worth going for Dark Pulse. I think Dragon Pulse might have gotten the KO there for it, but also guarantees that we would have taken an extra hit. This is the annoying bit, so 1 in 3 for confusion at this point. We might not end up being full health as a result of this, but we'll see. Yeah. Kind of unlucky. I think we heal about 80 health though, so there's still a decent chance. Like, 80 health is a quarter of what we have, so there is still a shot here that we can get out of this without losing health next phase. Yeah, so we do still make it. That's fine. So Terapagos goes down, and we're like, what's up? This thing's supposed to be stronger than that. And I mean, that's true. It's supposed to be stronger than that. Kieran's like, why? Why am I still losing? Father, let me beat her. But the thing is, you only use one Pokemon. And Briar's like, no, I need to see more. Something's not right here. So, not to mention it looks way different, because this is only its second form. Technically, its first form is unusable in battle, but it still shows up on the stat screen and makes it a lot harder to tell what the stats are, because it gets improved as it changes form. It's the only Pokemon, I believe, that actually changes its stats when you Terastalize it. Because it only has, just like Ogerpon in each of its individual forms, it only has one Terastal form, which is the Stellar Terror. It retains the normal typing for weak resistance stuff. I knew it's the Violet book was right! Terapagos in its fully awakened form! This is the treasure! Ah! I mean, yeah, be grandiose about it, why not? But it certainly is. It's a turtle that's riding a turtle, has a turtle riding it. It's just so cool. Unfortunately, it is also a little bit volatile, as you would be if you've just been woken up, being caught by in the Master Ball, being made to fight something in your weakened form, and then being forced to Terastalize against your will. Like, you'd be a bit cranky as well. But yeah, its energy is a little bit overflowing here. And nope, there's a barrier now, so it destroys the Master Ball, so it is no longer Kieran's. Won't go back inside, why? And now it's threatening to destroy the whole place, and we've got to stop it! Briar made a mistake. Let's just say it how it is. So, this thing is level 85. Sinister comes in as well which, at the start here, but yeah, Carmine did mention this is her only remaining Pokemon. All of the rest of them are knocked out. Apparently she didn't think to bring revives for other stuff here. Don't understand why, but you know, that's what she did, I suppose. So, this is split into technically 4 phases, just like the Ogerpon was, but it has a barrier for each of the phases here. We do still get full heal, which is really good, and after the barrier breaks, it will remove its debuffs and remove your buffs as well. So unfortunately, you can't just set up cheese this entire fight, which is the bit I was hoping to be able to do. Oh, did we seriously miss it turn 1? That is really unlucky. Okay, 5% miss rate coming in straight away. Yikes. Tera Starstorm is a 120 base power move that is stellar typing, it's neutral typing, hits everything except terrestrial Pokemon for neutral damage. It will hit them for super effective. So, we don't even get the burn on that as well. That's kind of frustrating too. You have to attack it twice in order to make it... Rage Powder doesn't do anything here, unfortunately. I would have rather seen Life do. Yeah, you have to attack it twice in order to get your Terrestrial energy built up, and then you can Terra and attack it properly. The problem here now is that because you take double damage from being weak to it, right? You take double damage from it being terastallized, you being terastallized. I think Hydreigon actually would get KO'd here, which is really, really dumb. So, I'm not... Yeah, she didn't even get a chance to... Normally with Snarl debuffing it, it would work a lot better here. She didn't even get a chance to attack there. I'm pretty sure Hydreigon just gets KO'd if I Terastallize it here. So, I think I might actually have to try and swap in something else to do the trick here, which is really annoying. I'm going to use Breaking Swipe as well, because I believe Tera Starstorm works on your stronger attacking stat, so I think this will also lower its output. Zen Headbutt does absolutely nothing, which is fine. But if I Terastallize here, I don't KO it in one shot, and I actually just get knocked out myself. So I have to swap in something else now, which is really bad. So I think we are going to just go Go-Goat. Go-Goat does resist the special and... it resists the special attacks, right? It is neutral to Zen Headbutt, and it's at -2 here, so this Tera Starstorm shouldn't do that much. Let's see... That's 100, so that is still a fair bit, actually, but I think this is manageable. So if we go Horn Leech here... maybe Bulk Up is better first. We go Bulk Up first, and then heal up beforehand, because yeah, we are slower than it. It's base 85 speed. I'm not invested in the slightest on max HP and special defense here. So we can go Bulk Up and then Milk Drink to heal up, is the idea here. Because I want to be at most of my health before I actually go attacking it here. Yeah, I was just really, really unlucky with a 5% Snarl miss. That happens, obviously. It is not a perfect accurate move, but it is super frustrating nonetheless to not be able to do the thing. It looks like it's still using its physical attack for the... Still using its physical attack here, despite having one less stat of that, too. Because Bulk Up did make me take less damage there. Right. Well, this should still work the way that I wanted it to. It's just not nearly as clean, because Hydreigon should have been able to take this first phase out. Ideally, Sinister could have still been alive as well, because if it uses Light Dew and recovers you and itself by 25% health, it can be totally fine. Matcha Gotcha also could have burned on the first turn. That would have halved the damage output there as well. So yeah, a little bit unlucky. You can see it does more damage when you are Terastallized. It's one of the big problems. You have to Terastallize in order to get any meaningful damage out of this. But if you do Terastallize, then you take twice as much damage as you did before. And it just makes it very difficult to balance things here. Because it's like, ideally you would want to one-shot the phase with Terastalizing, but that also requires you to outspeed it. And not a lot of my Pokemon can do that as well as setting up properly here. So it's a hard fight to balance. Is the main thing here. So now, when we break its barrier, we can't do damage below that, as you saw, it just caps out a bit. It steals our Terastal, so we have to build it up again. It'll create another barrier, it'll change its type to one of its other moves. And I think on this first one, it always uses Zen Headbutt once it changes type as well. If I'm remembering this right, this it's like an extra attack that it gets to do before the phase properly starts. Yeah, you need to get in there and battle, Kiki! And Kieran's like, no, I can't do anything, my edge is worn off. At least it has, maybe it doesn't always use Zen Headbutt, it has in all of the, well, I guess not this time. It has in every other time I've like tried this fight. I don't know, it's weird. So yeah, you can see now it's lost all of its debuffs, and I've lost my bulk up buff. So now it's going back to Tera Starstorm being like super strong and whatnot as its default attack. So I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to hit it like once here. And yeah, it's going for the Zen Headbutt. This is now same type as well as the Stellar Terra. So it does actually do more damage, 20% flinch rate too, so a little bit on the spooky side. That's going to be enough to probably get the 2-shot here. But realistically, what I want to do here is switch into Spidops. Because Spidops being slower than this thing, U-turn is the effective move here. This is the phase where Palossand is like pretty good, but it can't afford to switch into one of these and actually take the hit. Well, since we didn't take a hit there, let's Struggle Bug it as well. So that it's, hopefully, so long as we don't get flinched here, the, okay, 20% chance on that. That's, no, not first impression, U-turn. That is what it is. So, yeah, I don't want Palossand taking this hit. If Spidops has to faint for this to work, then so be it. But it does not. So there's the second attack. We do get the U-turn off, which is pretty good. And now Palossand almost one-shots this phase because it's super effective. But I don't think it does quite enough damage to take it out here. So arguably the safest play would be to Amnesia here. And I think that's what we're going to do. Are we going to Terastalize? If it just goes Tera Starstorm, then I'd be in a lot of trouble there. I'm just going to straight Amnesia. Usually it's going to Water Pulse, but if it just went Tera Starstorm instead, because that's the neutral attack of choice, then I would be in a lot of trouble. I might still be in a lot of trouble. That confusion is devastating. So Water Compaction raises my defense, so Zen Headbutt won't do as much. We do get the Amnesia off. Okay, so we're at +2 in both defenses now. We should be able to survive here. But again, that confusion is very irritating. You saw how much damage it did there, it's like 130. So if Shore Up doesn't get to trigger, then I may be in a lot of trouble here. I could have maybe gone for the Terastalization there. I only take 80. Which is fine. I do get my defense up again, but I don't think that matters. Snap out of Confusion is exactly what we want to see, because now there should be no way that we lose this Pokemon now. Okay. Fight is definitely still volatile. That's the thing with all of these. I think RNG can always still mess me up in these battles, but we're getting there. It's working out just well enough. So, as it turns out, Palossand is actually Terra Ghost. I didn't change its Terra type before going into this, but it works out very well here, because I get the same type bonus on my Stellar hit, not Stellar hit, my Terastal damage here as well. So yeah, we take basically no damage again. At this point, do get a second Confusion is really annoying though. It's only a 20% chance for that move to Confuse, and I know we've been hit by a reasonable number of them, but it's confused us 3 times. In like 5 possible hits. This is incredibly annoying. So now it's always going to Tera Starstorm, which is super effective. This is just irritating, to be honest. Like, it should, in theory, still be okay, but it's giving it more turns to RNG kill us here, which is really bad. Snapping out of confusion is what we need to see. Shore Up is going to heal us a fair bit, which is good. But I don't think we can take two of them, and there's not really a chance for me at this point to Amnesia again, so I think we just have to attack. Yeah, this has been an incredibly unlucky setup so far. Right, oh, we actually can take another one of them, right? Because the leftovers healing should be enough to get us there. Or we could just one-shot anyway in that phase and it would be fine. Just needed one hit. That's all it took. Yeah, this fight has definitely not gone well so far, but it's still within parameters. We haven't lost anything, which is good. And yeah, surely I keep on doing that over and over. Yeah, it's got one more in it. Sonic's in trouble, you need to help. It's true, but to be honest. Hell, I don't know if he needs to help us at this point, but he certainly should. Like, the toughest phase is definitely done, but still. We should fight with you. Like, let's do it. And finally, the blotchy eyes have gone away. He has tears in his eyes, he knows what needs to be done. And he's finally come back to his senses. So, quote-unquote good Kieran is back here. And he sends out the Hydro Apple, which is pretty good. Accuracy or the evasive lowering doesn't really matter too much, but it's still nice to... It's nice for him, because he actually does have Syrup Bomb this time round, which he did not during the champion fight. So he's gone back towards that. Okay, I'll help out too. And it actually does matter here, because now debuffs will stick. And the speed debuff will make a difference here. Now, Terapagos for the rest of this fight is a water type, and it will use Tera Starstorm mostly because there's two Pokemon in play. And Kieran's got more Pokemon left than Carmine did. So, yeah, Tera Starstorm is going to be the main focus, but yeah, because of being a water type, I wasn't going to be able to damage it too much with the Executor, and not without Executor. I wasn't going to damage it nearly as much with the Palisand, and there's a chance that its same type bonuses the Water Pulse and just KOs it from where we were. So we'll set up one Carmine. I have the Harvest Citrus Berry thing going on again here, so we can set up this once. We go down reasonably low, but we have a Citrus Berry to recover a decent amount of health here. And just over the 50% mark is a little spooky, I will admit, but with one of these we should be fine. The other cool thing about using this Executor is that the Hydro Apple has Dragon Cheer now as well, so we could get a full-on focus energy boost here. And the other, that's nice, get the boost on that. The other cool thing is that with two speed drops, we are faster than the Terapagos now. Both Hydro Apple and our minus speed nature on the Executor here. So we actually outspeed it now. Do get a crit too, 50% chance to get crits now thanks to Dragon Cheer. So we can heal a little bit more health. That should definitely take us above the danger zone here, which is nice. And yep, actually takes us above Citrus Healing as well. That's kind of funny. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much if Hydro Apple goes down. Has Body Press as well. It's kind of cute, I suppose. But yeah, so it's Body Press, Dragon Cheer, Fickle Beam, and Syrup Bomb is its moveset now, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, Starstorm coming on in, going to take the knockout on the Hydro Apple here. Does break us back down to our Citrus Berry, which is fine. Like I said, he has more Pokemon, so Dragonite is usually the thing that comes on in next here. I don't think there's anything else that it could be. I don't know how many Pokemon he actually has at full. He's got his entire team by the looks of it, so yeah, he can do this for a while, which is kind of funny. Considering Carmine was down to her final Pokemon, they were both supposedly fending off wild Pokemon at the same time, right? So it just shows how terrible Carmine is in comparison. Like, God, her Pokemon are weak. Yeah, Thunder coming on in. I'd have almost rather that missed technically because I'd have gotten more healing off of the Giga Drain, but it's not that important. Really, the only problem from here is that it still has Tera Starstorm, so it will still actually hit me for weakness here, which is kind of funny. And since it removes its debuffs from the barrier break here, it's going to try and set up another barrier, but its HP is too low at this point. But it still removes its debuffs, which means that Syrup Bomb is not going to be lowering its speed anymore. So it can still hit me for a super effective attack here. You have my permission to go all out. Which is, yeah, that is sort of spooky. I mean, oh, it still has the paralysis, actually, so cool. That's weird, isn't it? That it removes its status, but it doesn't remove the... Oh, sorry, it removes the stat debuffs, but it doesn't remove its status? That's weird. Anyway, the point is now, that means that I'm outspeeding it. Remember, at -2 I was outspeeding it, so paralysis is effectively -2, so it halves your speed now. It used to quarter it. People never believed me on stream back in like Gen 7, Gen 8 times. But no, paralysis before Gen 7 made your speed 1/4 of what it used to be. So, yeah, it only halves speed as of Gen 7, so... But what if I want you to catch it, Kieran? You need to catch it, Sai. It has to be you, not me. Alright, well, I mean, you said it, buddy. So, it's 100% guaranteed catch rate. I'm going to catch it in the Moon Ball. I would normally want to catch it in a Beast Ball, but I don't have one of those on this save file. So, Moon Ball it is! Because Moon Balls look objectively the best. I'm sorry. I know Luxury Ball's got a lot of fans. Premier Ball's got a fair few as well because of the simplicity, I guess. But the Moon Ball is objectively the best one. I will hear no arguments to the contrary. And yeah, we have caught the Terapagos. Terapagos is fixed in terms of what its IVs and nature and stuff are. So you can never catch like a different statted one at this point. Yeah, it is indeed over. We're fine. Somehow we are fine. Somehow we didn't lose any Pokemon despite a 5% miss rate kind of messing us up. Again, Hydreigon can deal with that first phase if you can debuff it on the first turn and Carmine actually goes for Life Dew, you know? Yeah, I mean, okay, she's blunt, but she is correct here. Oh, Kieran looked up to Sanai for so long. Wanted to be like her so badly. Didn't know what else to do. But I guess I just don't have it in me to be like her after all. If you get a crit against Terapagos in the first phase, he'd be like, even now luck favors you? What are you, the hero of this story or something? And I mean, yeah, we are, but finally I can let it go. Don't sell yourself short because you're really cool too. Come on. Think how hard you've worked with this stuff. I just... Oh, there we go. He's fully broken out of it, huh? That's such a silly younger brother. You finally let it go. And yeah. Apparently she's also capable of it. So there you go. Must have been so scared. You all shone brilliantly. Yep. Even managed to catch it, indeed. Fair enough. Time to head back. Even though you didn't really see that much of the document stuff with it, but everybody's in tears, so you know we kind of have to cut our losses, I suppose. And yeah, that is the main thing I was worried about. Honestly, I think it's kind of amazing in the end that we managed to get enough stuff to be able to do that, because it really took a almost specific set of Pokemon there to make that work, but I am very, very pleased that, like, over the course of the Wonderlocke here, we managed to get enough stuff off of it. And yeah, Kira's like, finally wanna make up amends and everything. And what I'm trying to say is, want to make things right. Yeah, let's be friends again. So do you think... Oh, look, the sunrise bit there too is kind of neat, I will admit. We could start over from zero and be friends again? Abso-freaking-lutely. Always were, buddy. Always were. I'm gonna leave you two behind if you don't hurry up. Never weren't friends, man. That's the thing. Always believed. So, yeah. And that, up until the epilogue Petraberry thing came out, that was the story. Which means there is another song that I need to mute here. It's an arranged version of the Celestial song, but it will probably still trigger copyright because yeah, we got the credits again here with it. So yeah, there's another song I'm gonna have to find for the bit. Honestly, I was a little disappointed with how fast this story went on the second DLC. The second DLC in the Crown for Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra stuff, was definitely the story-heavy one. There was a lot of stuff to do, and it was a lot of... I know it was just because it was a lot of legendaries and whatnot there, but there was a lot of things to do, and also the actual completion of the Crown Tundra was a pretty in-depth thing. Because you got super fast-tracked going through the Blueberry League and stuff, you didn't have to fight anyone going through the stuff there. It just kind of felt like you didn't really get to do much during this one. Keep in mind, yeah, the story focus, I guess, was more on the first part of the DLC, but keep in mind that this was the final release, really, for stuff in this game, right? And the precedent was set in the previous game that we would have a decent amount of things to do within it. And there still is, don't get me wrong, this is just the main focus on things here, but there are other elements to this as well, but there are not nearly as many as there were in the Crown Tundra, right? The Crown Tundra had the max raids, the max raid den, to get extra legendaries and just be be able to play with friends and stuff in a better Dynamax adventure sort of situation. The actual area felt bigger, but I think that was more just the linear corridor aspect of it. I do think the terrarium is bigger overall, but both this and Kitakami were still disappointingly small in terms of scope. You could get across them in 2 minutes. Felt a little bit lame that way, you know? Okay, 2 is maybe an exaggeration, but there really isn't that much in them, which is a shame. And I don't know, it just... it kind of feels... It feels off. I don't know. I mean, the Underdepths were a huge disappointment. We've seen the tree here, right? But it's there was literally nothing there. It's not even like Area 0, where there are a couple of offshoot areas compared to just going on the main path. There was nothing here, right? The closest we got was the bit that I showed with the Garchomp. And that was it. And that was nothing. And just going back in there, there's nothing to go back for. Everything just feels like such a disappointment in there. And you really would think that with the spoilers, with the ability that we're going to unlock after doing the thing here as well, you would really think they would have added an extra area to go back in for, where you needed the ability that we're about to get here. But no, there just wasn't anything. So we have a zone that was hyped up, that was completely a nothing burger. We have an Elite Four where we just get fast-tracked in immediately. The trials aren't even that long. The challenge is in the battles, and the battles are very good, don't get me wrong. And then, I don't know, it's just there's a fair bit that we can do in the League Room now. There's a lot of bonus content that you can get. There's an item printer which is really good, and you can actually abuse that quite nicely with RNG methods to get all the item stuff you want. That's a godsend, to be honest. And you can get trades from all of the important characters in this place. but I was expecting a fair bit more. Not a lot more, to be honest, but I was expecting to not clear this whole thing out in like 2 days, and that includes the exploration of the start of the thing. It's like we waited 3 months and you clear the thing in like 24 hours basically. Didn't really feel great, especially considering these are not cheap DLCs. These are decently expensive. It costs what, £30 to get the DLC for these. You have to get them individually too if you have both games. It didn't feel substantial enough, but I do like that. Again, there's enough extra stuff with it, but you really would want a little bit more from the story side of things. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me being a bit of a stick in the mud for it. I don't know. But anyway, there's a little bit more to discuss for the stuff here. I'm not quite done with the video as a whole just yet. Because yeah, we're recovered. We were fine. Oh, youth really is an enviable thing. Uh-huh. Since I returned, I've been writing up everything we discovered. I'll say how they slept. Got a permission to turn it all into a book. Yeah, so it's one of those, like, you know, government release novel type things, right, where they redact everything. So yeah, we get a copy of Briar's book, which is great. So, proof of copy of the exploration, blah blah blah, spill a long paragraphs describing what happened. Heck yeah. You kind of did. Like, again, I know we sort of glossed over this a bit, but Carmine was completely right in calling you out for this. You were a little, yeah, a little bit too irresponsible down there, especially considering you can't battle, right? Which again, you're a teacher in a battling academy. How is that possible? Anyway, one thing I haven't mentioned because I don't use Terastalization during the main story stuff, right? You have to go to a Pokemon Center every time you Terastalize in order to refresh the orb and get it back. But once you have done this section, you no longer have to do that. You can Terastalize every single fight without having to recharge the orb. Also, because we went down into the Underdepths, they've gotten Stellar Terra shards and stuff down there, right? She's added that into the mix. Don't ask me how she got up to the top of the terrarium in order to enter that little globe thing and add it to it. No idea. But now you can find Stellar Terra Pokemon in the in set locations, actually, in the terrarium as well. I think there are 8 or 9 of them every day, and you'll get 10 Stellar Shards for beating each of them. It's not always the same Pokemon that is a Stellar Terra, but it's the same, like, little group and stuff. And yeah, there's also, like I said, there's a little bit of extra stuff for it as well. A man in a blue suit is referring to a guy called Snacksworth, who will, if you have done enough Blueberry quests and enough group quests with other players, you'll be able to encounter, get snacks to encounter legendaries in Paldea. So there are some returning legends that you can get that way too. Not everything, and I do have some bugbears about that as well. Most notably, Calyrex is not available. So competitively, there's a few things which are, like, disgusting, to be honest, but whatever. So yeah, Kieran's gone back home for a little bit. Amorous is a bit sad because, well, she secretly really likes Kieran. As I said, kindred souls in that saying. God, he seems to be acting like his former self once more. Yep, we helped up. Prepared a tremendous amount of that flight enabling supplement. So an appropriate portion whenever you wish to fly. Uh-huh. Well, no time like the present, am I right? You got stuff, buddy. And there it goes. You want to fly right now? Yeah, please slow down. The supplement was never meant to be eaten in such large... Whoosh! So, yeah, we get permanent flight power now. And this is a godsend. This does 2 things, actually. If you've ever used the gliding power in this game, you'll know how terrible it is the best way of putting it. So the gliding used to like after a very short period of time send you on a steep descent, and it was also really hard to like stop gliding and restart gliding again. Sometimes it just didn't work, and so you'd end up being in like you'd have to do things really slowly and inefficiently. But with this, you can start and stop gliding whenever you like, which is kind of insane. But also, yeah, there's an extra course in the flying time trial as well. The other cool thing now is that you can enable and disable this flying at any point, but also you can like start and stop gliding immediately as well, which is incredible, to be honest. It's how it should have been to begin with, but it makes the gliding feel a lot better too. And in addition to that, because it's one more tiny control thing for it, it also doesn't ever descend quickly, so you don't run out of gliding time, which is a thing. Now, one thing I do need to change now is controls while flying. Hang on, we need to invert those. You only get access to that when you have access to permanent flight, so I think maybe you can do it for the trials and stuff as well. But yeah, so what I mean is, so here's what we're doing the flying. That's pretty good. We can stop flying if we want, which is kind of neat. But yeah, we can immediately pick up on our flight again, which is great. And it will not fast descend us at like any point. It will not force us to go down to the ground if we're gliding for an extended period of time. Just as a brief extra note here, that is a stellar terrestrial Pokemon. You can tell the is a little bit different as far as the shine goes, because normally it's a yellow shine that yellow-orange type thing that a stellar Pokemon has, or regular Pokemon Terastalizing has. The stellar ones have got the blue shine, just like they did underground. So that's the first bit. And if you defeat one of these, doing the same method as you always would have to, you knock it down. Oh yeah, it's faster than me, isn't it? Because it's because I'm max HP on this thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter, it's using up Raw, so we'll be fine. Nice crit, by the way. Yeah, so break it down to that, and then you can catch it from here if you want to, which is obviously pretty useful. So you can catch the Stellar Terra ones that are in the area as well. But yeah. Sorry, interruption again. The other thing is, you can see up here the nice glowy orb. Because we can now fly, you can actually make it all the way up there. It does take a fair bit of time, but it is possible, and it was the first thing I did when I got this power on stream. Apparently it took a couple of people watching, it took a couple of them a bit longer than that to want to do this. But my first thought was, okay, you can fly, how high can you go? If you do this in Paldea and Kizukami, you will actually void out if you go too high up the screen. It's kind of amazing, actually, thinking it that way. But yeah, you will actually void out if you go too high up. But because this is an enclosed space, we are under the sea after all, this is an enclosed area, there is no such limit in the terrarium. And there is actually a perfectly viable reason to go all the way up here, because you can stand on this globe at the top. Yeah, it used to be green and then it got infused with the Stellar Terra stuff, so now it is all rainbowy, which is kind of neat. But yeah, as you can see, there is the wire sort of hanging there. You can stand on the surface of this thing, because it is a full sphere. It is not just open at the top. It is just straight up a crystal globe, which is kind of cool in its own right, to be honest with you. And when you get up here, there is very much something worth your time. So yeah, like I say, it does take a while, but there are items. up on the very top. First up, 50 Stellar Shards, so you can immediately get a Stellar Terra if you want. Very good for max raids. There is an ability patch up here, and there is a gold bottle cap. So if you want to hyper train a Pokemon and train all of their stats in one go, that's how you would do that. And the ability patch is something that you usually only get from as a rare drop from 6-star Terra raids. So being able to get one of them immediately is very nice. Of course, if you do the item print and manip stuff, then you don't really need any of those, but that's a whole different story for a different time. And yeah, that's pretty much the main game stuff here. So next time we will start the epilogue and see where we go from there. Thank you very much for watching. This has been GamerCal playing the Pokemon Violet Wonderlocke. Just a little bit more to go at this point, and we will be happy and done. So let's shift you away because you're not the Hydreigon. It is this one is the one that we want to use. Yeah, only 4 losses so far. We'll see how that goes. I don't think I have a ton of stuff that's super good against Petrarunt at the end of this, but I'm pinning my hopes on a couple of Pokemon at least. I think we will be able to beat it. It's just a case of, can we do it effectively? I don't know. Let's find out as we go. Till then, take care.